Whoa, whoa, WrestleMania. Yeah, this is our life. Pump it up, pump it up. I listened to that right before here because it's WrestleMania week, guys. It's a very important week for both of us. Um, welcome, everybody, to the Greg Cherry Show. It is the Wednesday before WrestleMania. Takeover WrestleMania week is in full swing. The Hall of Fame last night. I don't know if we want to count Monday Night Raw, but hey, we're into Takeover. I count the Raw after Mania. I don't count the Raw before, just because
the
night after Mania is always the more important one. But yes.
Right. Yeah. The only issue with this year is that there's no real Raw after Mania feel. I talked about that on Monday on Talk Wrestling. There's no crowd Monday, so hold an animal for this year. Very weird.
Yeah, it's. I wonder if we'll get any surprises still for the Raw after Mania.
Right. I mean, you would think so, just because they have the environment of the Thunderdome to use and the crowd noise to be able to, pipe in or whatever. It's just they can't, produce the real electricity, which, has always been a huge thing for Vince. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully by WrestleMania 38, we'll be back to things as they once were.
Definitely, that'd be nice.
But we got a packed show today. We're
my goodness.
Yeah, I'm skipping over the weird laws for today because there is so much to talk about with Takeover and the SmackDown, the WrestleMania SmackDown, and of course WrestleMania. That's all the show is going to be.
Right. This is it was the easiest thing to do to write the copy for today's description. Very simple. Just this is what it's going to be.
Yeah. So. I mean, last week I was all nervous about the preparation because of our two guests, which were both fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
But this week was almost, while it's still a lot, it was probably way easier in preparation because our work's already cut out for us.
Yes.
But I do
was so easy.
I do want to bring up before we get into the WrestleMania stuff. I'm not even going to put graphics up there or anything for what we're talking about because I basically just told you. But Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We're in the Final Four. We got Chris Cass versus Michael Turner tomorrow, which is airing before night 2 of TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
Yes, sir. And
Chris Cass, Michael Turner. That one's going to be.
I'm, having finally watched a full episode with Michael last week, and knowing what Chris is capable of, I'm just, I would normally just outright root, for Chris, and I still am cheering Chris on, subconsciously, but man, I don't have the certainty in my mind of it all, like I usually do with Chris's matches or with people up in that tier, because these young pups, man, they are really just making me question every damn thing. So it's gonna be.
I'm telling you,
it's gonna be fun tomorrow.
So Michael Turner is one of those that's like sneaky good.
Yeah,
you never know like exactly what he knows and what he doesn't know. So that it's kind of terrifying from the standpoint of sitting here,
right?
Because in about 3 weeks. This thing right here is going to be on the line.
Exactly.
So, and knowing the questions that you throw at us, it's like, oh, God.
It's funny. You mentioned something to me out there we were going to talk about later. I'm going to tell you in front of the world right now, the questions are ready.
Yeah. You did mention the questions already.
Well,
I don't know whether to be like excited or terrified or some combination.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes. Okay. Some combination it is. But not only that, not only do we have Chris and Michael tomorrow, next Thursday, the reigning WWE The Bump Ultimate Champion, Scott Gada, takes on, quite frankly, the sleeper of this tournament.
For sure.
Louis Dangor.
Yeah. I said it when I saw him. I said it when he's advancing. That kid scares me. He knows way too damn much for as young as he is, and as not. I mean, he knows way more about a U.S. based company than I would give him credit for being as young as he is. God, golly, just crazy that he knows that much. And it's funny, he talks about his spot on Wrestle Talk and the interviews he's done. He's very much a well-rounded wrestling person, which is frightening because he reminds me way too much of me for my own liking. As far as being that young and knowing that much and having that much on his resume is crazy.
I mean, I think with him writing for Wrestle Talk as much as he does and doing all the interviews and whatnot, his well-roundedness is, well earned from the stuff that he does with Wrestle Talk. And
right.
I'm not going to discount that at all because, I mean, it's a very important part. If you write that much about wrestling, you're going to absorb some of it.
Definitely.
And he is like a freaking sponge. And it's one of those sponges that has all this information and that there's no like oversaturation.
I was going to say, ridiculous. He's a sponge. He never wrings himself out. He just keeps every damn thing,
which is terrifying.
Right, it really is. Like I, in sitting down and writing these 20 questions, I have yet to get the gifts from JB3. JB3, if you're watching, send them my way, please. If not, I will contact you off air.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a message.
Yeah. It's like, okay, not only do I have to but not only I have to up for the usual challenge of trying to make you think more than normal.
Yeah.
But now this kid the stuff he rattles off when he's just totally calm, just, he has the freaking tranquility of a damn, RVD combined with Andrade. just totally calm. Yeah, exactly. And you go, man, Greg, as nervous as Greg gets in situations like that, but he loves the challenge. If Louis gets to the finals, you're in for the fight of your life, dude.
I know. If he makes the finals and wins the whole thing,
right.
Like it's one of those where like I would look forward to it because the idea of no DQ versus Wrestle Talk for the championship on episode 100 is, I mean, imagine the freaking marketing for that.
Right. I mean, I've talked about it for a while. If Scott wins, holy crap, WWE versus no DQ. I mean, that's just money.
I mean, yeah, that's the dream, isn't it?
Right, but I don't want to short anybody else in the Final Four at all because again, Chris Cass is our buddy. He's been involved with WTC for many years now. We've got Michael Turner, who again, like you said, the sleeper, really, and then Louis, who again, just I never know what I'm going to see out of Louis other than a cardiac arrest inducing situation.
I feel like he's a much younger Ruben if I have to deal with him,
dude. I mean, again, we haven't seen these people coming in before. I mean, you know the names because you're at the tournament, but a lot of people out there haven't seen their stuff, so they don't know what to expect. They watch it and they go, they're blown away. I've been blown away watching the whole time, just in the control room watching before we go live for the post game. So I'm still very worried from a friend standpoint about your championship reign continuing past the month of May.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it will.
Right.
I really like. I'm going to say this: whoever wins this tournament, and whoever wins this tournament, is going to be the greatest challenge to my reign yet. And that's not a knock to you, because the Iron Man was a fantastic match, and you had me for a good 45 minutes out of that hour.
Right. Yep.
But this is literally, I think, the best of the best tournament. And
I would say so.
it's a scary thought that April 29th, I'm going to have to sit across from one of them. And in 20 questions, the 3 years could go like that.
Yep. So, Report Card Radio, the winner of the tournament will face the champ. 2 out of 3 falls is kind of a hard concept with the way we do our show.
I understand how that could work. It could be like 3 straight 20 question things. Like after the first fall, you reset the 20 questions. After the second fall, if necessary, you reset the 20 questions. That would be almost as insane as the Iron Man.
Yeah. And
to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the way I formatted it, I could do it that way, but it was very daunting to come up with the 20 I did. So I have to really think about that. But we ended up deciding, we're going to just a straight wrestling trivia challenge match like any other, not any other or whatever, but just keep if it's not broke, why fix it? Keep it simple, stupid, that kind of stuff. Just, boom, go through what we've done every time. And again, I do appreciate the input, but I'd rather keep the formula the way it is. That way my brain doesn't explode, nor does our audiences, nor does Greg's and the challenger to be. So
he did say maybe in the future. I'll tell you what, if I end up retaining on episode 100, which is by no means a guarantee. Like this Final Four tournament field has me scared for all the right reasons.
Right.
Because they're not, here's the thing. All of their knowledges are different.
Oh yeah.
Like it's 4 completely different knowledge bases that I would be facing. And it's just ridiculous looking at this tournament. It's like, I don't know what to prepare for.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to use question wise. I'm like, okay, how? The first thought was, how do I go through years of history between the two of you guys, as far as like how far back do I go in the wrestling history period, as far as kind of the questions? And then, okay, so now that I've got this, let's do this, and it was funny. You and I have talked about, and JJ and I more have talked about, when JJ and I do our top 10 lists, and I'm not a strong person in filling subject here, I bitch and moan, and like, I don't really know 10 or these or whatever, and I'll sit down, and before I know it, it's coming out of me, like just. So once I sat down, okay, this is what I'm going to do, it took me less than an hour to write the whole show. So I was very happy with that. I'm also very happy that the Cleaver noticed my jersey, because I'm very happy with it too.
There you go.
USA all the way. And
I was going to say, it's also a good idea if you want to come up with a tiebreaker question, because I feel like since the last tournament winner took me to overtime, it's very possible for that to happen again.
Right. Well, you and I can talk off air about what your concept is for the tiebreaker, should it be necessary prior to getting to you. And if I can apply it to what I did, we'll go ahead. If not, I'll stick with what I already had set up in my own mind for a tiebreaker as it was. So,
okay. I'm hoping it won't come to that. I'm hoping I can get through. But again, this is whoever wins this is the biggest threat to my championship.
By and large.
Since it started. Because they'll, by God, have earned it. But that's what you guys have to look forward to in the next few weeks here. The rest of April, really. Concludes the tournament and have the championship match. So tomorrow night, Chris Cass, Michael Turner. Next week, Louis Dengor, Scott Gata. That one I'm looking forward to incredibly. I'm looking forward to both of them. And then the finals, whoever wins those 2 matches faces each other on episode 99 and episode 100. I have to put up or shut up. I organized this tournament knowing that it could very well be the end of my title reign, and now I got to pay the piper. I don't want to, but I have to. It's what I promised to do.
So, but before we get into WrestleMania weekend predictions, including today, it's the week right now, not a weekend anymore. Josh says, watching in the car, just got my taxes done and got some sheets in honor of the champ.
Nice.
Specifically 2 pretzel dogs and the mac and cheese bites and Reese's peanut butter milkshake.
Their milkshakes are banging.
Did we? Was Sheets a thing when I was back there?
Yeah, right before we came to our house, we got Sheets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great. Oh my god, that food's so good.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love Sheets.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 within like a 15-minute radius of me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Seriously, if I could eat there every day, if I had number 1, the finances, and number 2, the metabolism to eat there every day, I would definitely do it because I love Sheets food so much. It's so good.
It's so funny. Like every area has their it's only for us restaurant or fast food or whatever. Mm-hmm. Of course, California, especially Southern California, is most known for In-N-Out.
Yeah.
My aunt, love her to be one of the few regrets she had moving up to Oregon back in '94 was no In-N-Out up there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even there was none in Oregon at all. The only one, I don't know if that one existed. The only one I think may have existed outside of California was the one over near the Strip in Vegas. So not that long ago, they finally opened one up near her where she is now, up in Canby.
Mm-hmm.
And she, you guys watch California will appreciate this more than Greg will, but she went over there and the line was like 45 minutes long.
Jeez.
And I go, oh, okay, so it's like a Monday here for now. Got it. I sort of got Greg. I don't know what it is about these very basic burgers and fries, but the line will consistently go out of proverbial driveway into the street to the point of they send car hops, not on the damn roller skates, obviously, because it's not that crazy, but
right.
With the tablet, and they'll take the order and run it in. Like that's how bad this gets. So I was so happy when they finally got one up there because I know she misses In-N-Out so much being up there, and it's crazy. And I know in Ohio you guys have Swenson's, which Swenson's is no joke either. I've had family tell me about Swenson's. It's really good. Of course, there's different things for different locations, but having had the fortune of experiencing Sheets firsthand, I definitely look forward to going back there and seeing you guys again and hanging out and doing the various Oil City / Pennsylvania centric places, and Sheets is definitely on my list.
Not that there are a whole lot of them,
no,
but Sheets is actually more like East Coast thing in general,
right?
Like from like I believe like either Virginia or North Carolina to like up around where we are.
Right.
They've got quite a few locations in a few states,
right?
But Sheets did originate in Pennsylvania, so that helps.
Yeah. Based on what Josh says about his menu choices for today, it sounds a lot like the same kind of menu as like Sonic. And if you're not familiar with Sonic, I don't know how far Sonic's reach goes. But
no, there is a Sonic in the Pittsburgh Mills. I don't know if it's still there because of all the COVID stuff. I don't know what still exists. Honestly,
right. Jesus.
But yeah, Sonic was good stuff too.
Yeah, Sonic's cool because they have it set up where you can go to the drive-thru and take it home.
Yep.
Or you sit out there very much like a car hop, and somebody does come out there and skate out there and take your order, which is so. If you are a person who believes they were born far too late and should have been in the 50s like me, car hops are awesome. I love those things. Those are great little setups here. Also, I forget where the original was, and I'm sure somebody will tell me. Big Boy, because we have our Bob's Big Boy, which is the original one out here in Burbank. But man, I like if I had to choose one restaurant / fast food where I could only eat that menu every day, Big Boy is on my list, man. They've got the Big Boy burger with the red relish on it and the freaking spaghetti chili. Just a combination of the two. Of course, in Ohio they have the Skyline, which I know Colin will bring up momentarily. But yeah, great stuff. Anyway, we are getting off way into the damn weeds about food, which don't get me wrong, I always can about that. But I definitely want to get. Oh, here you go. Josh says, if you win, he may get a cameo from Shane McMahon. Oh wow, pressure's on now. There you go.
I wonder if those will still be available after WrestleMania, because I know that there's only like a limited amount of spots. So if you do decide to do that, which do not feel obligated whatsoever.
Oh God.
But if you do decide to do that, do it like as soon as you can, and you can do what Jeff did with the cameos I got for 1,000 Days as Champion, and do one for, hey, congratulations, you won, and do one for, it is what it is.
I mean, as much as they're charging for those, I have a feeling they'll be willing to do more than one, just to kind of like take a pause and then do the other one. And again, God bless Sarah and Chris for getting it. Kurt, again, we love Kurt Angle on this show. We always will. But his delivery of the message was like, he just kept on going. It's like, no, pause. Point.
Kurt.
Damn it, Kurt.
Still love Kurt, but
oh yeah, forever. That's it.
All
right. So here we go. So I mean, we're literally hours away.
We are.
I'm going on the air at 4:30 tonight, 7:30 tonight, East Coast time.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we're just off to the races because we are here. It's Takeover, and for the first time, not only is Takeover during the week, but NXT Takeover is a 2-night event, which I think is so cool for everybody on that roster. And tomorrow morning, they're throwing, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say, because it's an afternoon for everybody, even me. The UK brand's getting a brief little showcase too on Prelude. So let's just jump right in, brother. Let me go ahead and run it down for you. First up, I'm gonna ask you for the NXT UK Championship. The man who is probably the closest to you in WWE reign lengthwise, Walter, the champion, taking on the Blackheart himself, Tommaso Ciampa. What do you think, brother?
This one is such a tough one to predict because Walter has been ridiculously dominant as the NXT UK champion. Between him and Kaylee Ray are both killing it with their title reigns.
Right?
They're both incredible. This one's so hard to predict because I kind of want Ciampa to win, but
right.
I feel like Walter's going to keep going. Like, I don't know who's going to stop Walter. As much as I'd like to think it's the Blackheart, I don't think it's going to be Ciampa. So I'm going to say officially for my prediction, Noah, since you're in the chat, I'm going to say Walter.
Yeah, I said the same thing. It's like, at this stage of the game, who is left to stop Walter? And I don't think it's Ciampa. Like, I respect Ciampa. He is an incredible superstar, but he's just not. I don't think he's the guy to beat Walter. No. And here we go with the official stat: 733. That's cute.
Well, I'll give you mine then.
I'm pretty sure there's only one champion in wrestling that's even close at this stage, but I'll go and let you look up your stat first, sir.
Yeah. Also, I did see JB3 was in the chat, so JB3,
oh, cool.
Send Jeff the questions for the skips for the finals.
Well, what I'll do is, JB3, go ahead and I if you have me on Facebook, awesome. Go ahead and PM me. If not, DM me on Twitter. I'll give you the specific area questions that I won't tell you the whole questions because that's but I'll give you a guideline pretty much.
So as of today,
yes,
1,124 days.
And the champion in wrestling that's closest that I know of, because he talked about it yesterday, is the man who is currently at just under 900, 899, Nick Aldis, the NWA champion. So,
has it really been that long since he beat Cody?
October 2018.
Yeah, I guess it was right after All Out, wasn't it?
Yeah, because All Out was when Cody won, and then it was in the base 70 that he got it back.
Yep. Wow.
So yeah, 900 days almost. Good for Nick. Very happy for Nick.
Yeah. We'll see which one of our reigns ends first, and
right?
It doesn't pass mine. I'm trying to get the freaking Severn, but we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. I'm more worried about your reign. I don't see anybody on the program that can really give Nick reason to choke up or sweat at this point. I mean, him and Strictly Business are so dominant right now that we'll see how it goes on Power. So next up, which will also be on, this is going to be on night 1. Yes. NXT Women's Championship. Raquel Gonzalez and Io Shirai. Io Shirai, another long reigning champion. She's been champion for over 300 days. So, and again, that's cute. But
yeah, and I think this is one of the reigns where the championship changes hands.
Yeah, agreed.
Just because Raquel Gonzalez has been put over as this incredibly dominant force. Yes, she was only tag team champion for an hour and a half, but it was Dakota who got pinned.
Right.
And not Raquel. And that was a roll up too, so it wasn't like a dominant win by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
So I gotta go with Raquel on this. It makes the most sense to me to have Raquel win this and beat Io Shirai.
Yeah, I also went with Raquel. I believe on my prediction. I'll have to have Noah check. Breaking news in the chat room: Takeover Night 1 kickoff match just announced. So we'll go ahead and call this one because I also have to predict this one too. Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm.
It's Tony time.
Yeah, it's totally Tony time. It's funny. I was talking with JJ yesterday during Hall of Fame because he was on for part of my stream. They showed like every female superstar that had a remote anything announced, and there was no Tony on the Hall of Fame red carpet. And I go, well, she's not booked for anything. Now she is. There you go. Yeah. So it will be, and apparently it was announced again. Last night, once I got the air for Hall of Fame, I went into get this room cleaned up, get the office ready for the show mode. I went night. I was tired, so I didn't know about that. But thank you, Cleaver, and thank you, Josh, for the news. So there you go. Tony time is our prediction. Okay, so this one here, this is what they're calling Eli Drake's face being covered up. There we go. God bless you, Sean. I miss you, dude. Gauntlet Eliminator, I believe is what they're going to call or something to that effect, where the winner of this match will face our buddy Johnny Gargano on night 2 for the North American Championship. Mm-hmm. So let me get the list here really quick. Because the names, I'm not good with all the names. So I'm sorry. I'm still trying to catch back up on NXT.
It's more than just those 6, right?
No. There was a battle royal to determine the 6. And then there's now there's what do you call it? This was determined by order of elimination based on a match they had last week on NXT of who would come in first, who would come in second. So it's Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Loomis, and I got to do it right. Oh, damn it! Where's the stupid? Hang on, sorry. And of course, L.A. Knight. Gotta get my boy Sean's thing in there. So I went with LA Knight here, just on my history with him and knowing what he's capable of, and knowing for a fact that WWE really has invested in him way more this time. But what say you, sir?
The thing is, it does not make sense to me to have a heel versus heel match for the North American Championship.
Right.
So that being said, I'm torn between 2. I'm torn between Bronson Reed and Dexter Loomis. Okay. Somebody tell me where Bronson Reed enters, because I don't think he's running the table.
Right. Well, the only know for sure is LA Knight is the last person.
Yeah, I know LA Knight's last.
Right.
And Dexter Loomis is second to last. Right. So I feel like I gotta go Loomis. I feel like that's what I gotta go with.
Yep. And I do agree with Colin. If that scenario is the case, I do think that Gargano will retain. Apparently Bronson's third in, so he's literally halfway through.
Yeah, so I don't think he's running that much of the table. I feel like it'll be like Isaiah Scott beats Leon Ruff, and then Bronson beats Scott, and then
Right.
Grimes steals one over Bronson Reed, and then Loomis takes out the last two. So
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Like I said, I'm sticking with it like that. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling. I don't know why. So then we move on to a match that there's no title on the line, but man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great match between two very different styles.
yeah.
You've got Kushida, you've got Pete Dunne here, and I think of all the matches for night one, this is the one that has me the most intrigued on how they're going to deliver it because, as I said, very contrasting styles, very different types of wrestler here, and I look forward to it. I'm a big fan of both, always have been, and I'm gonna definitely be on the edge of my seat watching this because these two are gonna tear it down, I think.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason why Pete Dunne should lose. Because I feel like they are building him up to be a future NXT champion. So I feel like you have to give this one to Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like I said, it's, I said it on my show. It's, Pete was such an unstoppable force of nature for so long. We forget how awesome he was as the United Kingdom champion. He can go. I do like Colin's comment. Dunn will get the first win of their feud, and he also needs to take over win too. He does. Like he's very much fallen into the Gargano category of great matches, but he comes up with the L at the end. So he needs to get back on track in the win column for sure. Let's see. So then we go into the tag team championship, vacant tag team championship match. It's a triple threat tag. We've got MSK, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma. And I apologize for that pronunciation, y'all, but I'm not. I can't do the accent anymore. So I said on Monday that this could be a really big night for a big pair of nights for the stable led by Santos Escobar because his guys could be the tag team champions, and he could walk out of night two the undisputed cruiserweight champion. So I don't know if it's going to happen though. My official pick, I believe, was Drake and Gibson. But what say you, my friend?
This is one of the hardest ones to predict because since the titles are vacated, they could go any way with this. So
right.
The multi-man or multi-team matches are always the hardest to predict.
Right.
I don't think Legado del Fantasma wins.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with MSK.
Nice. There you go. Well, there's night one for you. There you go. So we move into tomorrow's shenanigans, and we start off with NXT UK presenting Prelude, which will be my first time ever watching along with a UK presentation, which as far as watching on the air with you guys at home, because usually if I'm watching them, I'm watching during the day live, and it's I've got the kid at school or whatever, so it's hard for me to sit down and just do it. We're on spring break, so it's all good. First match up is a Heritage Cup Contenders match between the very first UK champion, Tyler Bate, and the Scottish Supernova, Noam Dar, who just gets more antagonistic and obnoxious every passing week. And, of course, Tyler, who, he was 19. Like, he's barely into his 20s right now. He reminds me a lot of these Louis and Michael, just these young pups from across the pond, just nothing but potential in front of them for days. Yeah. And the best may be yet to come for Tyler. He's had a great run already, but I still see great things for him. Noam Dar, I'm pretty sure I picked Noah and Dar to win because the Heritage Cup champion, I believe, is a babyface. So I just went strictly with the odds. But am I off base there, or what do you think of these two guys?
Well, I'm going to sing to you my prediction. Na 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 na. Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate. Yeah, it's
Oh man,
that's
tremendous.
That's good stuff. Yeah, Tyler Bates is a ridiculous phenom. I mean, think of the match that him and Pete Dunne had at Takeover a couple years ago.
Just
My gosh,
crazy.
That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's insane to think about.
Yeah.
So he's still in his early 20s, and he's been putting on freaking classics.
I was gonna say, like I said, he was 19 when he won the title.
Yeah,
and he either just turned 20 or was on the cusp of when he lost to Pete. So I mean, it's very weird thing for me as I get older and I watch competitive sports. Even like I remember being such in awe of the Kings. I would go because these guys were bigger than me, they were older than me, and I had respect. Dude, their kids half my age playing hockey, and I go, like, God damn,
makes you feel old, doesn't it?
It does. Between that and Dylan turning 13 this last Sunday, my spine is perpetually curving every minute. It's just like, hang on one second. Let me do this real quick.
But yeah, I think Tyler Bate goes over Noah and Dar.
Yeah, I would agree that Noah that Dar is the guy for this match, but I do love both guys. I really do. Then you've got another match for our boy Walter in the United Kingdom Championship defenses. I forget his name, so forgive me, y'all. I did this the other day too during my show, so that's 100% my bad. Hang on, I'm sorry.
Now, is he defending the title again, or is this...
Yeah? Oh yeah.
Now here's the question: like, if Ciampa were to beat Walter, then
would he move on to Prelude? Yeah. Rampage Brown's the guy's name. So thank you everybody in the chat room. I just saw it, so thank you. I don't know much about Rampage, and that's my ignorance of the brand at this point. So I apologize for that. But whoever wins the match tonight, I think will retain tomorrow as well. I mean, I can't see Ciampa being a one-day reign or Walter not lose tonight and then all of a sudden he loses tomorrow. That would be like, wait, what? So,
I mean, is that match gonna? I wonder if they already taped that match.
Right. Yeah, I would think they did, only because of the way the scheduling's been dealt with COVID and whatnot. So I would think it's already in the can. But
I'm going to throw a swerve at you.
Oh,
I'd say Rampage Brown wins this.
Wow, hot take. I love it. So Cleaver said, I said in my predictions it'll be Ciampa versus Brown. It's pre-tape sneaky sneak. All right, well there you go. If Ciampa wins tonight, first of all, pop. Second of all, because good for Tommaso. I mean, really. Interesting. All right. So then we move on to tomorrow night, and what is definitely, in my opinion, the stronger of the two nights. So you mentioned earlier Gargano's going to face the winner of the. I know it's a horrible graphic. They didn't have it at WWE.com, so there you go.
It kind of looks like the old, like the WWE games.
Pretty sure that's what it is, actually. I just throwing it out there. And you said Gargano would retain regardless of who gets through.
Yeah, I think Gargano finds a way to keep the belt, especially if against Loomis. Maybe that Indy Hartwell distracts Loomis or whatever,
right?
Due to that storyline. So,
no, yeah. That is the way. So,
This is
if you don't know, you're watching the wrong shows, clearly. So
I still haven't watched the Sasha episodes yet.
I haven't seen the whole second season, brother. Like, I'm way behind.
Jen and I started. We're either 1 or 2 episodes in the season.
Okay. Well, put it this way. We've got less than a month until the actual month we celebrate Star Wars anyway, so I figured, I can wait 1 more month.
There you go.
So the next step for some reason, I wasn't sure if they were necessary at first, but I definitely love that they're a thing. The NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on, again, members of The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I went with Candice and Indy because, of course, Candice is one of my favorite people ever, and I just adore that she's part of the company. And I feel that it would be better served to have heel tag team champions for the women and give as many of the other women's wrestlers an opportunity to compete for tag gold. So that's where I went, but
I agree with that. Like, even though it would mean a not like 2 short reigns back to back with the 1.5-hour reign with Dakota and Raquel, and then this reign not being very long either. And come on, Candice has been with NXT for years. Like, give her a championship, for crying out loud.
Seriously, like, how is she not the champion on her own by now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Terrible crime. All right, so now we get into the matches I'm looking forward to for sure tomorrow night. These 3 matches are going to be something. You've got the ladder match, which, you and I both are huge fans of Shawn Michaels and pretty big fans of ladder matches overall. Jordan Devlin, Santos Escobar. The winner is determined to be the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion. I went with Devlin just based on what I know about both guys. Escobar won't be completely shut down if he loses the title, because if his boys win the tag titles, there's still something. And if not, they still are going to look strong. Here's a ladder match. It's really a lot of circumstance and luck. Devlin has been hampered, in my opinion, by having this asterisk on his championship reign.
Yeah.
So I feel almost he has to win this one. And I ended up going with him as my prediction. But what do you think?
I'm going to go with Escobar just because this one is another crapshoot.
Yeah, it really is.
It really could go either way. But I feel like Escobar has been such a dominant cruiserweight champion that I don't see it ending here.
Wow.
So I'm going with Santos.
All right. I'm going to go with this one next because I really want to talk about the last one and give it really detailed, because
we're going to have to like ramp up our speed here. We're 40 minutes in. We're not even at Mania.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So where are we at here? There it is. So NXT Championship, Balor and Cross. I went with Cross. Basically, it's a reset button match because he should have been champion all along, but he got hurt. So
I'm going with Balor.
Wow. All right.
I mean, I feel like it's Cross's time to win, but they might throw him up on the main roster on Monday. So
right.
So I'm going with Balor to retain.
There you go. And then the match that literally breaks my heart that it's happening, but I still look forward to it. O'Reilly and Cole. I mean, the Undisputed Era, the Mega Powers explode here pretty much is what it is. And I went with O'Reilly on this, I believe, when I had my first predictions.
I feel like I got to go Cole.
Oh man! Wow, we are way off from each other.
I know. The thing with NXT is like they could go any direction and it would work.
Right.
And I know, like, I disagree with you on a lot of night twos, but like
it's okay. That's all good, brother.
I'm wondering if I'm overbooking myself because I tend to do that. I tend to do that with NXT. Like, I don't go with simple booking.
Right.
And
which is what Hunter's style is, really.
Yeah, it's. I that's why I always do terrible with the NXT predictions, because I overbook myself and I think too hard about it instead of
overthinking.
Overthinking, yeah, doing a little overthinking, and it's costing me some points. Yeah,
investing too much gray matter in the NXT show is not necessary.
But
all right, so on to SmackDown briefly. The Dre, there it is. Let me get the damn graphic out of the way. Who are you picking in the Dre, brother? We've got
Do we get 2 picks for this?
Sure. Well, I'm not sure what Noah's doing, but it's your show. It's my network. I'm giving you 2 picks.
Well, yeah, if we do the 2 picks, because that's typically what we do for the Battle Royals.
Right.
I'm going to go. Nakamura is my number 1 pick. Jey Uso is my second.
There you go. SmackDown tag titles should be in the main card. We'll get into that now. It's just redundant. It's on SmackDown, but whatever. Yeah. The Street Profits, the Mysterios, the Dirty Dogs, and the Alpha Academy.
Mysterios.
Agreed. So then we're into night 1 of Mania, and off we go. Tag Team Turmoil. The winner of this faces Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax on Sunday for the tag titles. You've got Lana and Naomi. You've got Dana and Mandy. You've got the Riot Squad. You've got Natalya and Tamina. And from what I've heard, it's also going to have Billie Kay and Carmella as a team. I don't know if that's the case, but either way, where are you at here?
I'm not sure, because even with those 5, I don't think that's all the teams.
Probably not.
Yeah. So, of the teams announced, Lana and Naomi.
There you go. So then we are on to the steel cage match, which is the stupidest, I said what I said, storyline they've done for Mania this year. Shane McMahon, your boy, versus Braun. Is there really any doubt that Shane's going to be tossed off this cage at some point? I mean, really?
No, I think that's the finish. Shane McMahon gets tossed off the cage and wins.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the exact same finish that they did with Strowman and Owens.
Right.
We're going to do that again.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen
Owens won the match, but
Yeah, we've seen Shane take the nice tall tumbles before WrestleMania with his buddy Miz a couple years ago. So,
and also the Hell in a Cell.
Oh yes, Shane's compliance with throwing his body into the wind, pretty much. Again, he's very underrated from my point of view, and I know you feel the same way. Speaking of guys that are underrated and underutilized, Cesaro, my God, finally has a singles match at WrestleMania, and he is facing Seth freaking Rollins. Man, such good shit here. What do you say, boss?
That's going to be an incredible match. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, my God. I know.
I got to go with Cesaro. Like, Cesaro, I know, had his WrestleMania moment with the Battle Royal, but for his first real one-on-one match at WrestleMania, because he had the match with Gulak last year, but nobody really remembers that, which is not his fault. But
no,
it's like Cesaro's first big-time one-on-one WrestleMania match. It's got to be Cesaro. Rollins has had his WrestleMania moment, winning the championship by cashing in Money in the Bank. And winning the Universal Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins has won so many titles at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Cesaro.
Yep. And that's the thing. Rollins has been so dominant that, it's almost like, if he doesn't win, not a big deal. But if Cesaro doesn't win, holy crap. Raw tag titles. Your boys, the New Day. There you go. Against AJ Styles and the debuting Omos. Sorry, I apologize, sir. I believe I went with the New Day on my prediction show just to have a reason to split Omos off from AJ, because it's already becoming like dorky rather than dominant. But where are you at on this one?
As much as I love the New Day, I got to go with AJ and Omos.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Because with a win on Saturday, AJ would become a Grand Slam champion.
It's true.
Which is insane to think about.
You know what? I'll have Mikey shake his head if we can't during the show here, if we don't off the air and we can talk about it on Rewind on Friday when we get together again on screen. I'm pretty sure if AJ becomes a Grand Slam champion, he will be the only person in history to be a TNA Triple Crown champion, a TNA Grand Slam champion, a WWE Triple Crown champion, and a WWE Grand Slam champion. All 4 of those titles. I'm pretty sure he would be the only guy to do that.
I'm pretty sure that you're correct.
But I will double check that off air. And then there's this mess.
We know Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are winning, okay?
Yeah.
We know that's happening.
Yeah, and Priest is going to be the one that's showcased. He's going to get the fall, probably over Miz, just so he gets a big, he beat the Miz thing. But this match is what I said it should have been all along, a showcase for Damian Priest's coming out party. You know, that's what this is.
Yeah.
So, very simple.
And maybe it'll lead to the split of Miz and Morrison.
Which I'd be okay with, because they really didn't get a good amount of steam down the tracks once they broke up when Miz Morrison left a decade ago. So I'm okay with them reigniting that. Speaking of decade ago, these 2 guys it's gonna be an amazing battle. And I say battle with no small amount of chutzpah behind my voice. These 2 guys are going to have a fight. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to see how it lays out. I picked Lashley officially because Drew, I know Drew, you want Drew to have the moment in front of the crowd or whatever, but either way, I'm okay.
Yeah, this is one of those matches where, like, Drew might get booed, which does he deserve it? No. I mean, Drew has been carrying WWE through this entire pandemic era.
Yes.
So just because Lashley is champion, and yes, Lashley does deserve to be champion. Let's put that out on the table. Lashley absolutely deserves to be in a WWE championship match as the champion at WrestleMania.
Agreed.
That said, I gotta go with Lashley too. I gotta. It makes no sense right now for him to become champion and lose it in just over a month. It doesn't make sense.
Beautiful.
But it's the main roster, so don't apply logic to wrestling, Greg. But Lashley is my official prediction.
Do you want to cover the last match of night 1 now, or do you want to wait till the very end and give it more time?
Well, no, it's night 1. You know the deal. Like, everybody knows, I love Sasha.
Okay.
This one, I'm also having trouble predicting.
Oh God, yes.
I'm going to go with the simple booking and saying Bianca wins. It breaks my heart to do it to Sasha, but like, Sasha's 0-5 at Mania. Like,
yeah, I know.
You got to play the odds, and Bianca is their storyline build up. Say what you will about it. I'm of the opinion, like, you don't need great storylines at WrestleMania to have a great show, because look at 31. 31's build up was meh, and then the show was actually amazing. So.
Really good. Yeah, I know. I regret not going to NorCal to this day. I do.
Yeah.
So
man. If this is a match that I don't get a point on, I'll be happy, because it could be like something where Sasha cheats, or like somebody threw this out there today that the 4 horsewomen unite and take out Bianca and Sasha retains, and then they become like a united faction. Like, that would be awesome. But
oh my God, yes.
I don't see that happening.
No,
so I'm going to go with Bianca winning.
All right. Well, there's night 1, and then in night 2, and here. All right. So we talked about at the top of this portion of the show, the winning tag team on night 1 will challenge Nia and Shayna. I personally feel whoever wins the gauntlet's going to win the titles, because they've got to get these 2 apart. I
agree. Lana and Naomi win the titles.
Yeah, and it would be poetic if it was Lana, of course, because of the situation with the 2 of them. But yeah,
to pin Nia Jax at WrestleMania, yeah,
right. To have Shayna and Nia go beyond Sunday just hinders both of them and their growth. It really does. And I love them as a team, but this whole Reggie thing, like, Shayna's ready to kick somebody's friggin' head off at this point. She's done. So gotta get them apart. All right, very briefly here. God. I think Real's going to retain against Sheamus, and I hate it, but, whatever. I know people like Matt. I don't. So, where you at, brother?
I don't care.
Right? I don't. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm Sheamus has been putting on bangers for months.
Yeah.
Like, dude has been like as good as he's been in his entire career. So I kind of want Sheamus to win.
I want Sheamus to win so bad.
Because I don't think Riddle was supposed to win at Fastlane. Like, I think Keith Lee was supposed to win at Fastlane, and he was pulled from the show. So they gave the title to Riddle. So maybe they gave it to Sheamus so they can get it to Keith Lee once he comes back.
Hit that reset button again.
Yep, pretty much.
We'll see. All right.
So Sheamus to win.
There you go. Another groaner match because of the man in the middle. Oh,
you know, if we take Logan Paul out of this, let's face it, it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that part itself is great.
Yeah. So,
but see, the thing is, what is he going to do? What is Logan's involvement going to be? Like, it's just there's so many balls in the air on this one, and I don't like his presence on the show, but you know, some people definitely do, and that's fine.
I'm going with Owens.
Yeah, I agree. All right, this one I feel so bad because this one feels so forced, and the gimmick is silly, and the storyline is silly, but
the Fiend of Norton,
a Nigerian drum fight rather. Big E defending the Intercontinental title against Apollo Crews.
Here's the thing: what the hell even is that? Or is it something that we're not supposed to know? Is this kind of like William Regal's Duchess of Queensberry rules match? Like, yes, you don't know the rules, and it favors the heel because the babyface has no idea what they're going into.
Yeah, I don't know.
I almost want to say Apollo.
Yeah,
because of the stipulation. Like, yeah, he's lost like 7 or 8 times, but like this is his gimmick match, and it'll kind of kill his momentum and the entire reason for turning if he doesn't end up winning.
Yeah, it's one of those where if he doesn't win, what do they do with him?
Yeah,
there's nowhere to go.
Have I predicted a title change for every single match at Mania?
I don't know. Let me look here. No, you picked Lashley to retain.
Oh, I did pick Lashley to retain.
Okay. Speaking of championships, Rhea has to win this one for many reasons.
You would think, but she has a big WrestleMania hindrance on her. She's going to have a live performance.
Oh, that's right. Those are notoriously bad.
The only person, to my knowledge, the only 2 people that have won with live performances right before their entrance, The Undertaker and The Rock. That's it.
LT also. But yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually did a remix of What a Man for him specifically. So that was his entrance. So yeah.
So 3.
He's still 3 in 37 years. The odds are not with Miss Ripley.
So that being said, I have to pick Asuka.
Wow.
I mean, Rhea probably could win, but it almost seems a little forced at this point to give Ripley the championship. And she's going in as the heel. I think Asuka retains.
Huh. I honestly just pick Rhea because I said it to you in front of everybody here watching now. Asuka's entire reign has been one giant stutter step and a freaking crack in the pavement. Asuka's
best matches during the Raw Women's Championship from her first and second one were against Sasha. Fight me if you think differently.
No, I won't.
Not you. I'm talking about everybody watching. No. It's like, listen, Asuka and Sasha was the only reason that Asuka's title reigns have had any relevance. Other than that, everything's been forgettable.
Yep, exactly. All right. Probably the match I'm most looking forward to for all the wrong reasons. Fiend versus Randy Orton. And I say that because how are they going to pull off the gimmickry in front of the stadium crowd? That intrigues me more than the match itself. The gimmickry and the show of it. Very curious how they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, I don't know. because I thought this was going to be another Firefly Funhouse, but they haven't announced it as such, and they only give them a video package on Raw, so it's like this is going to be a straight up match.
Which, if they keep a straight up match, they can pull it off. That's fine. If they announce some sort of gimmickry that doesn't involve them, going backstage, and again, the Firefly Funhouse match works so well because nobody was there.
Yeah,
and they can do all the crazy shit that he and John are capable of doing.
Yeah,
I don't see that working with 35% of a football stadium being full.
Yeah, so I got to go with the Fiend.
Yeah.
Get his WrestleMania win back over Orton.
Right, and God, and here's the other thing that scares me, Greg. If they try to do an overly gimmicky match between these two again at Mania, oh my God. No, Vince, that's a bad Vince.
Yeah. They've already done enough overly gimmicky stuff between the two of them. Like, do we have to revisit the House of Horrors or no?
Oh, God. To be fair to them, I've liked the way they've built this one. And I've loved Alexa's involvement. I've said it time and time again. She has definitely saved this story and saved the Fiend character, period. So, looking forward to it. Hopefully it plays out right. This one, and again, this one's so hard for me because we all know about my history with Brian and my overwhelming affinity for the Rated R Superstar. And I talk about it, Dylan's mom and I just bawled like babies when he cashed in Money in the Bank to feed John. And then you got Roman, who he finally did. We've asked him to do, and he's been so dominant, and it should have been just two of them here. Brian's involvement really worries me on a few levels. But what do you think?
This, out of every match, is the hardest one to predict.
Yes.
Because this match is main eventing night 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is it.
Roman retains.
Who takes the fall?
Brian.
That's exactly how I would. If I'd have picked Roman, that's how I would have picked it. Brian takes the fall.
It's so hard to do though, because it's either that or Edge wins because it's a triple threat and he's the ultimate opportunist. So
yeah,
maybe the ref gets knocked out, Brian gets choked out with a guillotine or something, and Edge comes in. I don't know.
Elon, do not assume Brian winning sends him home happy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, look, as much as we love Brian, we all do, right? He shouldn't be in this match. And the 35% of that stadium that's full will probably not be all too happy. If they spend the money they're going to spend and they don't get A, the guy they want to retain, or B, the guy that should win, winning. If Brian is the ultimate monkey wrench, don't be surprised if he gets booed out the damn place.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying it's going to happen because people do love Brian. We all know I do. Everybody in here does. But he's definitely the odd man out of this triple threat scenario as far as necessity of existence in the match.
Yeah.
Doesn't need it.
All right. So that is...
Only format's over. Woo!
Yeah. So Noah, I hope you got all that. Fortunately, it'll be on demand if you've missed any.
Right. Exactly.
So,
man, yeah,
we're not even doing a Q&A today because the WrestleMania predictions took precedence. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out. I know it's a lot to ask in the middle of WrestleMania week, but go check out Wrestling Trivia Challenge tomorrow, which is not on during Takeover Stand and Deliver Night 2. So you guys can check it out. It's going to be Chris Cass, Michael Turner, one-on-one. The winner of that match gets the first spot in the finals. Next week, of course, Louis Dangor, Scott Gata. Of course, we'll have the post show after. like as we always do. Like that, nothing with that changed. Louis Dangor, Scott Gata. That one is going to be an incredible one between the former Quizlemania champion and the reigning WWE Trivia champion. We know who Jeff wants to win just for marketing purposes. But honestly, either one of them is marketable because
very, very true. Very, very true. I just
yeah.
Just my freaking anti WWE thing is just up in my shit. And don't forget, if we get to record it in the next couple of days, because I know Greg's looking forward to watching this match because it's one of his favorites for sure, and two of our all-time favorites overall. Yeah, boy. Friday afternoon. That's how we're starting the night off.
Yeah.
Gonna be fantastic. Great stuff coming all around, guys, on both channels. So please stay tuned. Please subscribe. Please support. Spread the word.
Spread the word. Cherry for Quizlemania. You know, I'm still holding out hope. But
I'm holding out for a quiz.
Yeah.
Jeff saying it's time to stop.
Quizmania to the end of the night.
Okay, now we're both saying it's time to stop.
All right, we're gonna get like a DMCA thing or whatever. So
no,
which is hey, we don't make money off the show anyway, so suck it.
That's right. No, sir, it's not copyrighted. Please just stop anyway.
Well, that's fair. Nobody needs to hear me sing longer than I need to. Not unless I bring the spinner wheel back into those live streams again.
I'm okay with that, by the way.
I'm okay with it too. I just have to be monetized. But anyway, thank you guys very much for joining both of us on the show tonight. Again, check out Wrestling Trivia Challenge and the post show tomorrow. Check out Wrestling Rewind. Check out all the stuff that we've got going on.
All the things.
Enjoy everything about this week because this is hopefully the slow beginning to a return to normal. But until next week, enjoy everything with TakeOver, with SmackDown on Friday, with WrestleMania, with AEW even. Give them some love too. So with everything going on, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy WrestleMania week. See you on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge tomorrow, and we'll see you next week right here on the Greg Cherry Show.